Sometimes one small act of kindness can change your entire life. But for Tom, a quiet shopkeeper, it wasn't just his life that changed. It was an entire town that would never be the same again. Before we dive into this incredible story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more powerful true stories. And tell me, from which country are you watching my video, as I can see where my video is being watched. Now let's begin. Tom lived in a small town called Millfield. He ran a modest hardware store that sat at the corner of Main Street, a quiet, reliable place that locals loved for its honesty and old-world charm. Tom was in his early 50s, had no family left, and lived a simple, lonely life. He opened his shop every morning at 8, closed at 6, and went home to eat dinner alone. One cold evening in late November, the town was unusually quiet. Snow had started falling, and most people were indoors. Tom had just flipped the "closed" sign and was about to lock up when he heard a soft knock on the glass door. He turned to see a teenage boy, soaking wet, shivering, and crying. "Please, can I come in?" the boy whispered, his voice barely audible. Tom hesitated for a second, then nodded. "Come on in, kid." The boy entered, water dripping from his jacket. He couldn't have been more than 15. Thin, pale, with dark circles under his eyes. He looked like he hadn't eaten in days. "You all right?" Tom asked, grabbing a towel from behind the counter. The boy nodded, but tears kept falling. "I just need a place to sleep. Just tonight, please. I won't touch anything. I promise." Tom looked into the boy's eyes and saw something he recognized. Pain. A kind of sadness he had once carried when he lost his wife many years ago. Without asking any more questions, Tom brought out a woolen blanket from the back room and pointed out to a small storage space behind the counter. "It's warm back there. You can stay tonight, but we'll talk in the morning." The boy didn't say anything, just nodded gratefully and curled up on the floor. Tom turned off the main lights, but left the heater on. He didn't sleep well that night. Something about that boy felt different. It wasn't just that he was homeless. It felt like he was running from something, or someone. The next morning, Tom made some toast and eggs and took them to the boy. "What's your name?" he asked as the boy ate like he hadn't seen food in days. "Eli?" he said with a mouthful. "Thank you, sir. I haven't eaten in 3 days." Tom smiled sadly. "Where are your parents, Eli?" Eli paused, then looked down. "I don't have any. I lived in the city, but something happened, and I had to run." Tom didn't press. He could see Eli wasn't ready to talk, so he just nodded and said, "You can stay here for now, but we've got to figure something out." Tom let Eli stay at the shop during the day. He helped organize tools, stack boxes, and clean shelves. The boy was quiet but hardworking. Customers noticed him and smiled. No one asked who he was. They trusted Tom, and that was enough. But the peace didn't last long. 2 days later, something strange happened. A black SUV pulled up in front of the shop. 3 well-dressed men stepped out and walked in. One of them looked around, spotted Eli behind the counter, and said, "There he is." Eli froze. His face turned pale and he dropped the box he was holding. Tom stepped forward. "Can I help you, gentlemen?" The tallest man showed a badge. "We're with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. That boy is in danger." Tom's heart skipped a beat. "Danger? What are you talking about?" The agent lowered his voice. "This boy witnessed something terrible, a high-profile crime. We've been looking for him since he disappeared. His life is in danger." Tom looked at Eli, who was now trembling. "He's just a kid," he whispered. "We know. And that's why we need to keep him safe. You did the right thing by giving him shelter. But now we have to move fast." Tom nodded slowly, still shocked. "What happens now?" "We'll relocate him to a safe house, but we need to move immediately. There are people who want him silenced." Eli looked at Tom with pleading eyes. "I don't want to go. I feel safe here." Tom placed a hand on the boy's shoulder. "You'll be okay, son. You've got people who'll protect you now." The agents escorted Eli to the SUV. As he got in, he turned and said, "Thank you." "Tom, I'll never forget you." Tom stood outside his shop, watching the car drive away. The snow was falling again, just like the night Eli first arrived. He thought that was the end of it. He was wrong. The very next morning, something unbelievable happened. Dozens of cars started pulling into the town. News vans, journalists, reporters, all flooding into sleepy little Millfield. Tom stood outside, confused, as cameras turned toward him. One reporter rushed forward and shoved a microphone in his face. "Are you Tom Walker, the man who sheltered Eli Carter?" Tom blinked. "Yes, but how do you all know about this?" Another reporter chimed in. "Eli's story has gone viral. The brave teenage witness who was protected by a kind shopkeeper? It's all over the news. People are calling you a hero." "I'm not a hero," Tom mumbled, overwhelmed, but that didn't stop the wave. Within hours, people began showing up at his shop. Strangers who had seen the story online. They came to thank him, shake his hand, take photos. They brought flowers, food, letters of appreciation. Some donated money. Others offered to help fix up the old shop. Then something even more shocking happened. The mayor showed up. He walked in with a camera crew and handed Tom a plaque. "For your bravery, kindness, and compassion," he said. "This town is proud to have you, Tom." Tom didn't know what to say. He wasn't used to attention. He just wanted to help a boy in need. That night, he sat in his quiet shop, surrounded by gifts and thank-you notes. He smiled for the first time in years. For once, he didn't feel lonely, but the story wasn't over yet. 2 weeks later, Tom received a letter, handwritten and delivered by a government official. It was from Eli. "Dear Tom, I don't know if I'll ever see you again. I'm safe now, living in a quiet place. They say I'll have to move around a bit until everything is settled, but I wanted to say thank you. When everyone else ignored me, you didn't. You gave me food, warmth, and safety without asking anything in return. That one night changed everything. I hope one day I can come back and see you again. Until then, stay safe, old friend. Love, Eli." Tom read the letter again and again, and every time he did, a tear rolled down his cheek. He framed the letter and hung it on the wall behind the counter. The town eventually returned to normal. The reporters left. The buzz faded, but people still came into the shop, not just to buy tools, but to talk, to say hello, to be part of something good. And Tom? He was never lonely again, all because on a cold winter night he chose kindness.